Dear students, today we are going to discuss one of the most fundamental and frequently asked questions in CSS and PMS International Relations paper. The question is, discuss the importance of IR as a field of study. This question is not merely asking you to define IR, rather it requires you to explain why IR has emerged as an independent academic discipline, why it is indispensable in the contemporary world, how it helps us understand and manage the complex interactions among states and other international actors. Therefore, our discussion today will focus on the significance of IR and understanding global politics, maintaining peace, promoting cooperation, and addressing contemporary international challenges. Imagine waking up tomorrow to hear that a conflict in the Middle East has disrupted oil supplies, tensions in South China Sea have affected global trade, and a cyber attack has crippled the banking system of several countries. You may wonder how events occurring thousands of kilometers away can affect your daily life in Pakistan. The answer lies in the interconnected nature of our world, and it is IR that enables us to understand these connections. This simple illustration demonstrates that IR is no longer an optional field of study. Rather, it has become an essential discipline for understanding the modern international system. The famous former Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Kofi Annan, aptly remarked, "We may have different religions, different languages, different colored skin, but we all belong to one human race." This quotation beautifully captures the essence of IR. Despite political boundaries, nations are increasingly interconnected and their actions have consequences far beyond their own territories. So, why is IR necessary and what is it? IR refers to the systematic study of political, economic, strategic, legal, cultural, and diplomatic interactions among states and other international actors, including international organizations, multinational corporations, and non state actors. Hence, J. Morgenthau, one of the pioneers of classical realism, described international politics as a struggle for power. His definition emphasizes that states pursue their national interests through power and diplomacy. On the other hand, Palmer and Perkins defined IR as the study of all interactions among states and between states and other international actors. Together, these definitions show that IR extends far beyond war and diplomacy. It encompasses trade, international law, globalization, climate change, human rights, terrorism, and technological developments. Although relations among states have existed since ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, Rome, Persia, and China, IR emerged as a formal academic discipline only after First World War. The unprecedented destruction of the war compelled scholars and policymakers to seek ways to prevent future conflicts and promote international peace. Consequently, in 1919, the world's first chair of international politics was established at the University College of Wales, Aberystwyth, marking the formal birth of IR as an independent academic discipline. Since then, the discipline has continuously evolved, especially after the Second World War, the Cold War, the end of bipolarity, and the emergence of globalization, making it one of the most dynamic fields in the social sciences. Now, let us discuss the central part of today's lecture: why is IR important? The foremost importance of IR lies in its ability to explain international political dynamics. States constantly interact through diplomacy, negotiations, alliances, conflicts, treaties, and international institutions. IR provides the conceptual framework necessary to understand these interactions. For instance, relations between Pakistan and India over Kashmir, or strategic competition between the United States and China cannot be understood without the analytical tools provided by IR. One of the primary objectives of IR is also to understand the causes of war and explore mechanisms for maintaining peace. It studies concepts such as collective security, deterrence, arms control, peacekeeping, and conflict resolution. The Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 remains one of the finest examples where diplomacy prevented a catastrophic nuclear war. It demonstrated that effective communication and negotiation could avert global disasters. As John F. Kennedy wisely stated, mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. So, every sovereign state formulates a foreign policy to safeguard its national interests. IR equips policymakers and students with the analytical tools required to understand how foreign policies are formulated and implemented. Pakistan's strategic partnership with China, its relations with US, its engagement with the Muslim world, and its participation in regional organizations all illustrate the practical application of IR in foreign policy. The 21st century is characterized by global interdependence. Challenges such as climate change, pandemics, terrorism, cybercrime, and illegal migration cannot be addressed by a single country alone. IR highlights the importance of cooperation through international organizations and multilateral diplomacy. The global response to COVID-19 pandemic clearly demonstrated that scientific collaboration, information sharing, and coordinated international efforts are indispensable for addressing transnational crises. Modern international politics is deeply intertwined with economics. International relations enables us to understand international trade, foreign investment, economic diplomacy, development assistance, regional integration, and globalization. Pakistan's participation in CPEC illustrates how international cooperation can contribute to infrastructure development, energy security, and regional connectivity. Similarly, organizations such as WTO facilitate international commerce by establishing common trade rules. Globalization has also transformed the world into what Marshall Luckman famously called the global village. Goods, capital, technology, information, and people move across borders at unprecedented speed. IR enables us to analyze both the opportunities and challenges associated with globalization, including economic integration, cultural exchange, digital connectivity, and emerging inequalities. The scope of IR has expanded considerably. It now addresses issues that transcend national boundaries, including climate change, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, food security, energy security, nuclear proliferation, and environmental degradation. For example, climate change cannot be effectively addressed without international agreements such as the Paris Climate Accord, demonstrating the importance of global cooperation. International organizations play a pivotal role in maintaining peace, promoting development, and facilitating cooperation. Institutions such as UN, World Bank, IMF, WHO, WTO influence international politics and economics significantly. IR enables students to understand their structures, functions, achievements, and limitations. Diplomacy also remains the primary instrument through which states pursue their interests without resorting to war. Skilled diplomats negotiate treaties, resolve disputes, promote trade, and protect national interests abroad. As Henry Kissinger observed, diplomacy is the art of restraining power. IR provides the theoretical and practical foundations for effective diplomacy. For CSS and PMS aspirants, IR is not merely an examination subject, it is an essential discipline for future diplomats, civil servants, military officers, policy analysts, journalists, researchers, and international business professionals. A sound understanding of IR enables future leaders to formulate informed policies, anticipate international developments, and represent their countries effectively at regional and global forums. Despite its immense importance, IR is not free from criticism. Some scholars argue that the discipline has traditionally focused excessively on Western perspectives and state centric approaches while understanding the roles of developing countries, non state actors, gender, culture, and technology. So these have been underestimated. Nevertheless, the discipline has evolved considerably through approaches such as constructivism, feminism, post-colonialism, and critical theory, making it more inclusive and better equipped to explain contemporary international politics. Dear students, to conclude, IR is one of the most significant academic disciplines in the contemporary world because it enables us to understand the complexities of global politics, promote peace, formulate foreign policy, encourage international cooperation, facilitate economic development, and address transnational challenges. In an era characterized by globalization, technological advancement, climate change, and shifting geopolitical dynamics, no nation can remain isolated. Consequently, the study of IR has become indispensable not only for policymakers and diplomats, but also for every informed citizen seeking to understand the rapidly changing international environment. As Martin Luther King Jr. profoundly stated, we must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. This quotation encapsulates the enduring significance of IR. The discipline teaches us that while competition among states is inevitable, cooperation remains essential for achieving peace, prosperity, and sustainable development. So the students, whenever the examiner asks, discuss the importance of IR as the field of study, remember that your answer should not merely define IR, it should demonstrate how the discipline helps explain, manage, and improve interactions among states and other international actors in pursuit of peace, security, development, and global cooperation. A high-scoring answer combines scholarly definitions, historical context, analytical arguments, relevant examples, quotations, and a balanced critical evaluation before concluding with a forward-looking perspective. This is the hallmark of a distinction level answer in the competitive examinations.